What's up, metalheads and mall goths? Today we're going to learn how to make a blackletter font in Adobe Illustrator. So, opening Adobe Illustrator, I'm going to create a new file, name it blackletter. We want one that's pretty wide, so I'm just going to pick these. You can kind of edit your settings, but this is what I'm going to choose. And that's good. Yeah, it's kind of what I want, just a long artboard to create some letters. So first, I need to create a brush. Blackletter has a lot of thick to thins, and it's very rigid and consistent. So Adobe Illustrator kind of gives us some tools to make that easy. So going down here to your brushes panel, if you don't see it, you can go to Window and Brushes. We're going to click this drop down menu and hit New Brush to create a new brush. And you want to select this first one, calligraphic brush. And I'm going to name it Blackletter or something like that. We want the roundness turned pretty far down. We're mimicking a very sharp parallel pen or other calligraphy type brush. So I don't want to go all the way down to 0. I want to give it a little bit of body. So I want to go to about 4. And for the angle, I do want a wider line. So I'm going to go to 33. I think that's nice. And for the size, I'm going to bump it up pretty far. Let's just try 150 to see what it looks like. Okay. I don't need this fill. I don't need a white fill. I just need this black stroke. So make sure you don't have a fill, you just have a stroke. And then I'm going to go to the paintbrush tool or hit B on your keyboard. And I'm just going to draw a quick line to see what I'm working with. That's pretty nice. That's kind of what I want, but if you wanted to change your brush, say you just wanted to make it thicker or something, apply to strokes. You can always edit your brush here, but I'm going to keep this 150 point blackletter brush. I think that works for me. Okay, so what I want to do is just grab the pencil. We're going to be working with this a lot. And I'm just going to draw a point here. I'm just going to pull it down a little bit holding shift. I'm going to hit a point there. And then I'm going to hit my brush. And that's going to be our first stroke that we're going to base a lot of our letters off of. That looks pretty good. I just want to click it and holding option, click and drag holding shift to pull out another copy that is parallel to your original line. That's kind of what I'm looking for. And now I'm going to draw the bottom part of the A. So with the pencil, so I can highlight it so I can see it, go to this bottom point, and when you see the asterisk icon turn to the angle, click. That means we can draw from this point. And I'm just going to kind of click somewhere in here and click somewhere in here. That works. So now what I want to do is I want to get this part of the line as thin as I can. So you may have to go up, you may have to go down. If you go too far, you'll see that line start to get thicker. So I'm going to go to about here. That seems to be a nice sweet spot for me. And then using the direct select, click these 2 points and just bring it down until it meets with the bottom of that right bar. Yeah, about like that. Click away. That looks nice. You see this little edge out here. That's fine. Even though we have this angle, we're not going to just direct select and just move it because we don't want to lose that angle. Just hit the plus sign, and that's going to allow us to add a point. Click somewhere here, and then hit the minus sign on your keyboard. You can see the icon change. And then click the one that's hanging out. And now we have a clean bottom, just like we need during these trying times. Okay, now we just want to create the top part of the A. So again, holding P, we're going to draw from this point. And again, I'm just going to kind of arbitrarily click. That looks pretty good. Make sure that you join it with the original line. So you see that circle, and that's gonna join everything. And again, just like we did with the bottom, I'm gonna select this point and I'm just going to go left until it's very, very thin. That looks nice. And I do want the bottom part of a lowercase a. So again, holding P, I'm going to draw from this point. And then I'm just going to hold shift to draw a 45-degree angle. I'm going to pull it out here. I think that looks pretty nice for an A. I'm just going to drag it all down. So we're going to use this kind of way of working in order to create our whole alphabet. Our whole alphabet. There we go. If you'd like, you can pull up your rulers and draw a bunch of guides to kind of help you keep this consistent. I'm not even going to worry about that shit. I'm just going to keep making copies. Just like this, holding Option, click, drag, and hold Shift so it pulls out parallel. And I'm going to pull out this to start making my B. The way I'm going to do that is I don't need this 45-degree anymore, so I'm going to hit minus and just get rid of it. And I want this left bar to extend up. So right now it's connected to the other lines, so I just need to cut it. So I'm going to do that with the scissors tool. Hit C and cut that point. And now I use the direct select to make sure I'm on that left bar, and I'm just gonna shift and hit the arrow up, and that's gonna make a nice B. Yeah, that's about as far as I want to go up. That looks pretty good for now. Kind of the same concept for the C. Make a copy. I don't need all this junk down here, so I'm just going to get rid of those strokes. And that looks pretty good already. This could go up a little bit more. So I'm just going to kind of eyeball that. Again, that looks good to me. So yeah, on to the letter D. Copying this A. I'm going to get rid of this 45-degree angle. For a D, you can keep it if you want, but I just don't want to. For first, just style choice, but yeah, do what you want to do. But yeah, the same way I did the B, I'm going to use the scissors tool, and I'm going to cut that stroke. And then I'm going to use the direct select to select that point on the right bar. Then I'm going to hold shift and go up. And that looks pretty good. See if this works. Yeah. Yeah, that's a cool trick that you can do. If you just want to keep these consistent with each other, just use the direct select, highlight both of them, and just hit a line center, and it's easier if one's off. And that will align them. So yeah, just another trick to keep your letters consistent. Yeah, no guides used yet. For the E, I don't want as much of this extra info, so I'm just going to copy the C over. That looks good. And the E in Blackletter has a kind of special shape, so I'm just going to show you how to make that. Draw from this line. Click somewhere down here so you have a similar angle, just as thin as you can get it. I have a line here. Then I'm going to hold shift and click out here to create the E. And you could end it there. I mean, that's a good looking E, but I actually like to do it one more time. So I'm going to draw from here. Then I'm going to pull a line down there. And yeah, sick looking black letter E. Moving on. Create the letter F. Again, I don't want this noise down here. I actually don't want that one either. So I'm going to delete those 2 points, that bottom Crooked bar is fine. I actually like it. You can take it off if you want. For this one, I'm going to bring this down because I actually want to make a top similar to our A. And yeah, edit that point up, and you could again leave it like that, or if you want, you could make that curved. Both are very acceptable. It's just your style choices at this point. I think that's a kind of sick looking F, so I'm gonna keep that just like it is. Moving on to the letter G. I'm gonna copy the C over. Using the pencil, I'm gonna draw from this point. I'm gonna go hold shift and go straight down. Actually want to go down a little bit further, like that. And then I'm gonna draw a 45 to get a thin point, and I'm just gonna click somewhere up here. I'm gonna make sure that that point is just as sharp as I can get it. I have that little hanger over here. So yeah, again, I'm just gonna use the plus sign, add a point here, then just use a minus sign to take it away. That'll get rid of our angle. Moving right along, on to H. We're gonna copy B because that has a lot of the shapes that we want to create a letter H. We really just don't want this line here, and I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of that one as well. And then I'm just gonna highlight the bottom two, bring them down, boom, H is done. Create an I. I'm gonna use this C again. We don't want any of this stuff, so I'm gonna get rid of these two. I'm gonna get rid of that one. That's pretty cool. We need the tittle for the eye, just the dot. So I'm not even gonna use the pencil or make it like a really precise shape. I'm just gonna hit B to go to the brush, and I'm gonna draw just a little curve like that, just to give our font a little bit more character. So everything's very rigid up at this point. So yeah, I'm kind of satisfied with that. Moving on to J. The J, or the G, I mean, has a lot of shapes that we want for J. Again, we just kind of want this part. So I'm going to hit the minus key and just get rid of these unnecessary points. Don't need that. Yeah, that looks pretty cool. Bring this back in. Give our eye some space. Sick. Give it a little bit more space. They still look like they're bleeding together. All right, let's move on to K. I think that's up next. The K also has a kind of a special shape in Blackletter, so I'm just going to show you how to do that. Using the H, we're going to keep this top part similar to how we did the F. Then with the pencil, I'm going to draw another line, go down a little bit lower. So it creates a line like that. And then we're going to hit the P tool, and we're not going to connect, we're not going to draw from the other line like we did. We're just going to click in the middle, and holding shift, I'm going to click somewhere down here, and apply the stroke. That looks cool, but it's not really going where I want to, so I'm just going to play around and just move it kind of until I like it. Sick K. Yeah, I'm into that. Right, moving on. I'm gonna make an L. So I'm gonna take this B, bring it out here. Again, I don't need any of these points. Sometimes they're a little bit of a pain to get rid of. Boom, that's an L. I'm going to give it just a little extra character using P. I'm going to start drawing from this line. Just going to hold Shift. And yeah, I just want this little bottom edge to meet. Yeah, just like that. Cool, sick L. Now we're going to make an M. Also kind of a special character. So copy over our C. We don't need this one. And actually, don't need these either. Oops. And I want to draw just a 45 from here. Again, just giving our M a little bit more character. I'm going to go up a little bit. This is going to give me a little room to cheat. Yeah, just like that. And I'm going to draw. Oops, I'm going to do another little trick for this. So, holding Option, click and drag and hold Shift. I'm going to pull it to about here. And then I'm going to hit Command D, and that's going to pull another one the exact same distance. And now I'm just going to draw from these top points and just click over, make it thin. Yep, just like that. I'm going to select those two, and I'm just going to align them just so they're exactly the same. And boom, that's a sick M. Actually, I kind of want those squeezed in a little bit more, so I'm just going to edit them. I edit them both the same way so they stay the same. Oops, these kind of fell off. There we go. Hell yeah, sick M. The N is kind of the same. I'm just going to copy the M over. I'm going to delete this bar. Then I'm going to widen it just a bit, and you can see how this still is giving us some space to play. I think that's enough. Yeah, that looks pretty nice. Scoot my M over. Hell yeah, that looks sick. I'm gonna make our O. O is very easy. Just gonna create it from this A. We're just gonna delete that one, and we're done. For P, we're gonna copy our O, and just like we did our D and B, we're gonna cut that line with the scissors tool, and we're gonna extend that down. Make it semi-consistent with these. And then also going to cut the top, and then using P, just gonna draw a quick 45-degree angle just to give it a little bit of character. And I want that to go a little bit further. Nice. Sick looking P. R is essentially done. We're just going to take our N rather, and we're going to delete these unnecessary points. R is done. S, there are a few ways to do. I'm going to show a pretty simple way. But yeah, there's a lot of Blackletter S's, and they're sick. They're really fun to work with. But we're just going to try to create something simple. and maybe we'll get into some more advanced versions later. So again, I took the C, I deleted all the unnecessary points, and I just kind of made the top part of my S here. So now we have to come like this. So using my pencil, drawing from here, edit this line a little bit. I want it to come out just a little bit further, but I still want that very thin look. Then I'm going to draw from this line. I'm going to go straight down. Nice. And yeah, that's pretty close to the bottom. Go a little bit further. And yeah, that's a simple Blackletter S. Might show some alternate structures for that some other time, but yeah, it's a solid one to start with. From here, we're going to make the letter T, so we're going to copy our L, and just like we did this bottom bar, we're just going to kind of click. That looks pretty good. Now for a U, we're going to go back to our A. That's the closest letter to the U, since we still want this little 45 here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cut the tops off. Just going to leave this line just like that. I'm going to extend this up a bit, and on this side I just want to click the top and make a 45, kind of like we did with the R and the P. Nice, sick U. Gonna make a V from that U as well. And we're gonna keep it simple. We're just gonna delete that point, call it there. And from here, the W is pretty similar as well. So I'm gonna copy the V, and I'm gonna copy it again and put it kind of in the center. Then yeah, with this line we don't want those anymore. It's pretty close to what we're looking for. Just going to scooch that back over. Looks like a pretty cool W to me. T-U-V-W-X. Okay, X is an oddball letter. I don't like doing it. But yeah, this is the way we're going to do it. I'm going to pull this since we have this little angle, and we're going to delete those. Then we're going to push this bottom point up till about halfway. Then we're going to draw from that point, straight line over. I went a little bit too far. I'm going to go again, just like that. Then from this point, straight down. And if you want to, I'm going to do it. We're going to do another little 45 like this. Pull it just a bit further down so it meets about with these. That's great. So you should have this like weird, like kind of 4-shaped character. And from here, we're just going to get rid of all of these lines. And we're going to bring it back until it's flush with the right side, so it is kind of making a 4. And I just want you to extend that line until just that point reaches, just like that. And we're going to scooch that down a bit just so these points meet. And we're going to do the same thing to the bottom. So again, just align it here. Hell yeah, sick Blackletter X. Probably the toughest letter to do. Cool, from here I want to create a Y. So you could use the G, that's fine. I'm actually going to use the U. The U has a bit more character to it, so I'm going to kind of jack that. Nice, so just from this U, I'm going to draw from this like little kick point out here. Draw 40, or probably a 33-degree angle out from that. And I'm just going to click and point somewhere up here. Just kind of make it just look nice against the X. All these points, I kind of want that to kick a little more. So I'm going to cheat a little bit and just do that. Nice, sick Blackletter Y. And yeah, Z, another oddball character. I don't even really like doing them, but I just want to show you how to do it. So yeah, we're gonna just draw a point like that. Just bring that in a little bit. Yeah, just pulled it kind of just arbitrarily down. I didn't even really pick. I didn't do it in like proportion either. So yeah, just like that. I actually am going to bring these back a bit. Just like that. And I'm going to draw just another special character like I did the Y. Yeah, just kind of create a character like that. Still a little tall. Go down. And that's pretty much it. Sick Blackletter alphabet. There are things that you can do to spice it up from here, but this is just kind of a basic structure. So if you want to create your own, yeah, just like logo out of it, it's pretty easy to. You can just create a separate artboard. I'm just going to get rid of some letters. Yeah, just anything that you don't think you'll need. I might not need any of this stuff. Probably make something out of this. Group these to make it a bit easier. And yeah, you can just kind of keep pulling these. Yeah, they'll pull proportionally, and since you kind of made them all from the same letter structures, just copying and holding that consistency the whole time. Yeah, you can just kind of like quickly pull something in that yeah, it kind of looks like a font and looks you know, nice and symmetrical. And yeah, make your own band logo out of it. Thanks for watching.